Hey, this is part 4 of Guerrilla Filmmaking on Whimsy. And once again, I'm Stephen Hayden, still am. And right quick, I want to say, going back to how we had to reschedule so many times, after we rescheduled the second time, I thought, well, it's hard getting the three of us together. Is there anyone else, if need be, can anyone replace Pei? And I thought for a long time, I went through different actresses I knew and have worked with. I thought about, dancers, and ultimately I realized that Pei is the only one who could pull this off. She displays such acute innocence to this character, yet is such an obstacle. Right here I want to talk about this take. This was inspired by a dance in the film Pina. And there's a part where, it's a man and a woman, and the girl falls forward, and the guy catches her. Well, on that first take, I don't know, I panicked or something. I thought, if I go low to the ground, I can catch her better, but then she saw me do that, and she panicked. So right there, what we just did was us practicing what we're going to do. Ultimately, though, when it came to this take, I scrapped it. I said, forget it. When it comes back to the feigning, because we're doing a callback, you have to fall backwards. And, you look at this forward thing, and it just doesn't have the same impact that the backwards does, especially when it comes to the poses that we wind up achieving. You'll also notice here, we're losing sunlight incredibly fast. And before we started filming this, while we were still at the 5-plate Pentagon, because as you noted, we were shooting this in continuity, in chronological order, there were people taking photos here, and Pei was like, I'll just walk up to them and go, hey, move, we need this. And look how close Pei just came to the ground right there. That's the first take we did where she falls backwards, and if we were more centered, I probably would have used this ultimately, but she was so close to hitting the ground, and man did she put a lot of trust into me, and man thank God I caught her in time. But yeah, that was a really close call there. This is Kip just rolling footage, and this is me talking about, I think it's me talking about how, this was supposed to take place over 3 days, but now it's just going to be 1 day. And, it's amazing how this sculpture behind us is called the Nomad, how it's lit up. That worked incredibly well for our our limited lighting resources, and it winds up creating this beautiful silhouette of the two of us. You'll notice it's a person that's created of many different words. The message at the end of this is, it's essentially a silent film, and by the time it comes to this climax, the narrator disappears, even though I did record narration after, the two hook up, saying, Stephen realized that sometimes it's better to be whimsical than punctual. It was something along those lines, and ultimately I thought, this doesn't need words, and this, these two wind up uniting. There's a unity theme here, and yeah, that's the take I used for the film, and Kip criticized us, said, what was that? That was like zombie take. Ultimately, we'll wind up shooting one effing bullet 1 week later. He was criticizing Pei for going too limp. And we thought, oh, okay, I guess that was too awkward. But realized that was a beautiful, beautiful pose we struck, and Pei should be going limp because, she's losing consciousness, and I catch her right at the last minute. I think for that take, too, what she did was before she fell was she blinked. Now, on this take, yeah, I think it's this take, falling the fall, I catch her too soon, but we realize right here, right as we're walking away, Pei's laughing and going, oh, something wasn't right about that. I think it was the fall. And I was like, I think it was how I caught you. Kip's like, no, that was perfect. But, we don't strike that wonderful pose that we just had in that previous take. But I did use us walking away, and then Kip doing this beautiful thing of all the letters blurring out and the statue, coming in and out of focus. And I used that to cut to the credits. This is our close-ups right here. Pei is going to drop, and my hair is so messed up that it's almost blocking out her face. And drop, catch, come up, and this is what is used for just a brief second in the film. Always cover your bases, get close-ups on each person. This one, Kip went way too close on my face. And my smile is not as good. It's this one. This is the take that we wind up using. Yeah, more of a medium close-up. Just a quick one take is all we needed. We were also running really low on battery at this point. I was like, we have to get this filmed, you know, even though the reason for filming this originally was for the dances. I thought we need the story, because then at least I'll have something that's usable. Here we are for the holding hands, and so awkward. Grasp, and then walk away, but then she starts walking the opposite way. We thought, oh no, but then we reviewed the footage and thought, no, that's great, because, you know, our bonds are tightened and it shows how strong they are. I still have time. Another thing is, you know, even though these characters fall in love, you can't just have them, you know, suddenly making out at the end or anything. It kind of takes away from that innocence factor. Alright, that'll end commentary on part 4. Come back for part 5. Thanks, guys.